Why?
We return to the scene of poor Rose basically raking their lawn of glitter.
God,
Tiberius and Frius are kind of watching as they do
Rose
this.
has to become the old man yelling at kids to get off his lawn.
Yeah, but Various and no, Various is upstairs. What am I saying? Tibbs and Frius. You just
Yo.
gonna start leaving while
Yep.
Rose is okay. Rose, you literally just see them walk past you,
That's not my job.
and then start to leave.
Rose just gives a shrug and will just lean the broom or whatever they were using against the side of the building and is going to head back inside.
Okay. What would you like to do with the rest of your night? Is there any thing specifically you would like to do?
There is.
Mm-hmm.
Rose is going to very trepidatiously head upstairs
Okay.
and goes to stop in front of Fria's door, and like maybe a solid minute or two, they just stare at the wood paneling, motionless.
Frius or Various?
Of Various.
Okay.
Sorry.
And
Alright.
after another moment will roll their shoulders and lightly rap their knuckles against the door.
And I'd say this happens about the time you finish your scrying spell, Various.
Oh, Various is going to make sure the code is on securely before looking back towards the door. Come in.
Rose will slowly open the door and doesn't immediately step in, but just peeks their head into the opening. I'm okay. First, I'm not here to bark down your throat. You're not busy right now, are you?
I just finished what I was doing.
Rose will nod and step on it all the way, closing the door behind them. I think there's something. What I'm trying to say is, what I did earlier was completely uncalled for.
I apologize for how I voiced my thoughts. I do not think that this was... I think that we were all high-strung. And all angry. And without being able to take out said anger on the source of it, we instead took out our anger on those who didn't necessarily deserve a great amount of it.
Mm-hmm. I've been thinking over some things in particular today. I do find myself sort of following along with your sentiment that there's a lot here that, even as a quote-unquote native, doesn't make a whole lot of sense when you really think it over. How things are run.
It's a vicious cycle. It's rather plain as day. It's one side snubs the other, and it builds up anger, and they strike back and forth and back and forth in a feedback loop until oh, kingdoms are burning and people are dying by the thousands.
And that sounds like something that is very much reflects your experiences I never should have tried to weaponize against you or Tibbs.
Just it struck a sore spot when you said that we had it easy. And I should not have gone off quite as violently as I did. But it did. It hurt. Because it has felt like I've been trying to make it clear where we stand. And I didn't. Today was rough. And that doesn't excuse my anger. I'm very bad at this. I apologize.
Honestly, I'm not. I feel like I've never been good at the whole talking it out thing either, so the feeling is mutual. But I'll say this at least. You and Tiberius and Frius and even Flix back before whatever the rules dictate, that doesn't mean shit. As long as you're in this house, in this group, none of you are second rate. You all have the same pull, the same say as me or any other primordial should.
I'll be holding you to that.
I'll be holding it to myself as well.
Now, where are Tiberius and... Or where is Tiberius?
He and Frias had stepped out. I was trying to spruce up the front yard, and they just kind of headed off. Something about some kind of trade or something.
They can take... Yes?
I was just gonna say, Sealy. I'm starting to realize that there are some things about Tiberius that the less I question, the better it is for my well-being.
It's... How do I phrase this? He's been through a lot. And in certain situations, it is quite a bit simpler to hide your real motivations and emotions rather than making them a visible target for a potential foe. And though there is more than the snark and the pomp that he puts on. He won't admit it, but it is there. And he is just as... He can feel pain just as intensely as the rest of us. He just doesn't show those wounds.
I think considering the revelations with Cassius and Yogg lately, that's It's become all too apparent.
Yes. I would be I'll leave that up to you and him how you handle any sort of interaction over that.
Yeah,
Neither of you are kids.
no, we're we're all more experienced enough. I'm sure we'll find a way to proceed eventually.
Yes. I did want to bring something up now that things are a bit quieter.
Yeah?
It's a little unrelated, but um this coat that I was showing before things happened. Um the one that we're still unsure how it got here.
Yeah, I noticed you had suddenly taken a liking to that.
There is some indication that there may be a connection to someone I used to know. No, it's not my sister. And somehow they also included something that they should not have that is also from home. I don't know what this means yet. I I don't know quite how to react to it. I have been doing some scrying to try and figure this out, but I thought that it was important that you knew.
Rose, can you give me an Arcana check for me, please?
Okay.
Rose, as you're looking over the coat that Various is wearing, at first it seems just like a normal coat. Maybe it has something magical to it, but the further you seem to look over it, the more you look at Various in general, you start to see a hue of magic around it that is both familiar and not familiar to you. It's not familiar in the case of that you've seen something like this back when you were alive, but it's twinging something as a primordial. You know what this element is. It's not an element most people can use these days. In fact, oftentimes when this element is encountered, it's often encountered in fear considering the state it's currently in. For some reason, this coat has twinges of null magic over it.
Woo!
10 out of 10.
What do you mean background radiation? I feel fine.
If Various starts getting shorter, we need to be concerned.
Sure, it's fine.
You know what I had just said about us all being on the level, right? Various.
Yes.
I'm not gonna front you. That coat you're wearing, there's sort of a primordial residue on it.
As in blood or
No, not any sort of holy matter. There's no magic in there. As crazy as that sounds.
no. As in the
No,
smaller lord. And
yes,
the
the recently incarnated no lord.
and the rain that was decaying everything it touched.
And that, and the plane the guild blew to smithereens.
This is getting more and more curious.
That's one way of putting it.
Are
If
you
you,
saying this is contraband?
I wouldn't necessarily say contraband per se. It's just that it's a form of magic that hasn't been seen around here in eons. If you don't, I've tried not to pry too much, but you mentioned the code has a connection to someone, in your past times before you came to the plains. What would make you say that?
He slowly reaches down to pull something from his vest pocket and almost hesitantly and reluctantly holds it out to them.
Rose looks at the object.
It's a card that has a calligraphy N written on it.
Rose studies the card, sort of squinting their eyes at him for a moment, and
Roll me an Arcana check.
ooh,
No, you don't notice anything.
huh?
That's your one? Is that 12?
That's a pretty good one. I'd say no, you don't notice anything.
It's very finely written, I suppose.
The handwriting is familiar to me, as well as what the N would stand for in terms of a name.
Yeah, that would make sense.
And eh, to be honest, I did not expect them to still be alive. So this is all quite a lot. I don't necessarily want to go into further details, but
Say no more.
would you happen to know where there'd be a library that might have information on Null? Or
Rose, as far as you're aware, the only libraries that have information on Null are in Null. And no one's been brave enough to go down there.
There might be a slight problem with that. That
what
the only way to access those libraries would be for someone to brave what's left of the null plane.
do you know much about it?
Mostly from the information that was implanted in me when I formed here. Null
What
was
makes it oh, sorry.
Null held quite a prominence. Actually, it may have held the most prominence of all the magics in the plane.
And what of it now? What hazards are there? What's the terrain like?
I've never really glimpsed the plane myself, but my guess would be, those snowstorms that roll through the Foundry every so often.
Yes.
Imagine that on the scale of a natural disaster.
Is there any cover? Any time between them?
There's
As
really
Various is asking these questions, it's very clear that he's got a goal in mind.
Ruh-roh.
Ruh-roh!
I can't really.
As far as you're aware, Rose, you don't know.
I couldn't really tell you.
Hmm. Understood. I apologize. This turned into a bit of a 9 degree. I just
Oh, that's alright. At least it's. I mean, this is what people typically do. Kind of just talk stuff out without clawing at each other's eyes. I mean, that's a step in the right direction, right?
How dare you?
we only occasionally do that. I suppose that's true. That is probably the healthiest way to do things.
Mm-hmm.
I need to do research at some point, but I think it's likely a little too late to be going out on my own.
Yeah, that might. Mm-hmm.
You go first.
Oh no, I mean that makes sense as well.
I did Ridley, if you're looking for him, is here. He and Pyra seem to get along.
And Rose, you look over to the bed, and indeed, Ridley and Pyra are curled up, and then like a little lizard ball in the middle of Various' pillow.
Oh, so it seems that way.
Considering that he seemed to have a pack that was killed, I have a feeling that it's more a comfort thing than anything else. But
I mean they're both scaly. They're not that far removed from each other, I suppose.
yes, and I'm guessing that Pyrus species are born in clutches, so maybe at this younger age they prefer having companions as well. Mm. How are you doing?
It's funny. You seem to be asking me that question a lot lately. I guess the only thing I can say is I'm existing.
I think it's safe to say that's an answer all of us can give.
If you weren't, I don't know if you had other business conduct up here, but I was gonna go get some tea in the kitchen. Maybe, I kind of want to like warm some stuff up just to air out the place, especially with all the butterflies.
Yes. I think that I would enjoy that as well. If you don't mind company.
No, I don't mind at all.
He'll nod and motion for them to lead and be ready to follow after.
And Rose will lead Various on downstairs and have a little tea time.
Time.
Tea time! And
With
now,
biscuits.
You were licensed for that tea.
and now, as that happens, the camera is going to spin around fly out of the goddamn house, and we're going to be met with Tiberius and Freya standing in front of the door to Dias's brick and mortar shop. The lights are on. Can't quite see inside. Never have been able to. But the sign definitely says open. The little paper sign that could be turned on the door.
You'd think for being an Eldritch thing, he'd have something a bit more advanced than that paper sign.
Sometimes subtlety is better than drawing attention.
Oh, please. After you. You're the one with the item, after all.
Fair enough. Opens the door, goes in, and holds the door open.
As you open the door, you are still kind of awash with a bright, warm light. And you're actually finally able to now see inside. However, that warm light is only from the doorway out. The moment you pass into the interior, instead, you're met with a much darker interior. Which is what you come to expect from the shop, really. In fact, most of the place is actually lit by candlelight. So the lights that are being shown outside are definitely not what is happening on the inside. It's very strange.
Dias?
And as you call out the shop owner's name, you see from the very top area, around this area, from one of these little backlit holes, you actually see a door open. And behind one of the mannequins,
Oh.
you see the titular shop owner sort of crane his neck around, say it's behind the armored one, and then looks down at you from the balcony. It's like, oh, hello, Mr. Tiberius. And I've seen you've brought your friend with you as well.
Yes, you mentioned that the deck that she has could be dangerous, and she wanted to hear it from you because, well, let's be honest, no reason to trust me.
And you see a large smile form on Diaz's face, almost as if he opens his gaping maw, and all you see is a swirling vortex of purple coloration that seems to be a smile. And he will kind of pull and snake himself around the armor as the door that was behind it slides to a close. And you'll kind of slowly walk down the stairwell here to the front desk. It's like, yes, I have taken a very peculiar notice that you, Miss Freys, have come into the possession of the deck of many things, right?
Indeed, I have. I've just decided not to mess with it too much due to the magical chains. I
That's-
assume you knowing what this is of great value.
Yes, it's a very good thing that you have not done so of unbinding this disgusting little deck of cards. Even more so if you had chosen to draw a card. Why? One might have thought that you wouldn't be standing here if you had.
Well, I'm not much of a magic person, but I know trouble when I've seen it.
It's not so much magic as, well, how may I put it, as somewhat of a curse, really. As you see with the deck of many things, though it has, of course, some hints of reward and power behind its binds, most of the cards bring horrible fates instead.
See? Told you.
Sounds like a thing Greed would enjoy, being a casino owner and all.
No. No one wants to deal with this. In fact, I am willing to offer you a trade, Miss Freys, in exchange for the deck.
Well, I didn't have much use for it, but I will accept a trade. I was just going to hand it over to annoy Tiberius.
Really? You're not even going to ask what you're going to trade for it?
Oh, I'm curious now.
Well, I had a few things in mind for you, and he'll actually head up to the counter here, and you can see that there are 3 boxes on the counter. Now, I will be quite frank when I say this, that you need to come with an understanding that things that come from my hands may not be entirely beneficial, but I can guarantee that none of these will endanger your life in any meaningful way.
Mm.
They're just plain old boxes. Can't see what they actually are.
You can't see what's inside of them.
Oh god, it's magic boxes. What's in the box?
What's in the box? She's just gonna approach the counter and look at the 3, but see if he continues to talk.
No, he's just watching her. He's almost as if he's watching to see if she asks questions.
And with no other thing, she will be like, "So, what are these items?" She'll
Hmm.
pull the deck out of her pack and place it on the table just to show, "Hey, I actually do have it."
Ah, excellent. He will move to the first box and begins to pull back the lid. Inside of it looks to be an insignia showing the inscription of claws on it. This, in particular, is what is known as the insignia of claws. It was owned by a circle of the moon druid that I had once dealt with. A shame he met an unfortunate end at the maw of a black dragon, as adventurers are wont to do.
I don't think they necessarily want to die to a black dragon. Those things look terrifying.
I will put a description to the item in chat. This is the first item. Insignia
Would she
claws.
would she
Ins-
know what the effect is?
Not unless you attune to it. I'm telling you, so you can make a decision for it. But
Okay.
I will say this right now: the Insignia Claws was an item that appeared in Horde of the Dragon Queen. It buffs druids who fight while in wild shape. It grants a +1 bonus to attack and damage rolls with natural weapons. Attacks are also going to be considered magical, which is something a Circle of the Moon druids get 6th level. It's sort of a bonus for non-Circle of the Moon druids.
Neat. And she'll motion to the other 2.
And then he'll go to the second box and he'll pull this one open. This one's a bit larger and it looks to be a sickle in the shape of a moon. And of course, we have the moon sickle. This one came into my possession from Yogg Sothoth himself when he had found it just sort of left behind by one of his dreamers. Poor thing must have left behind in quite a panic.
I'm liking some of the variety here. And what about this last box?
Okay. And the last box, as he begins to pull it open, you actually see that it's much deeper than it appeared to be. So he begins to reach into the box and pulls out a staff that looks like it has the top, that looks like it's been created from the gnarled branch of a tree, with several branches and leaves at the very top of it. And finally, the staff of the woodlands. Never quite to research this particular item before, but it has come into my possession and passed around here and there, but it always finds its way back here.
Well, that's not ominous at all.
Well, seeing as how I'm not really that equipped for melee, I think I'll keep going down that road. And she'll probably pick up the insignia of claws, turn it over, just looking at it.
Mm-hmm. And he'll wait.
You wouldn't happen to know what this specific item will do?
Not particularly. I'm afraid I'm not very skilled in the druidic arts.
Oh, dang, I don't have... Oh, I've never had that spell. Oh, wow. That's kind of awkward. She's gonna look over to Tiberius and is like, so how long has Varius had this, wolf phobia?
Fear of Vara? Well, I'd imagine since he was a kid. Always seemed to have a bit of a fear of it, but he held it behind his ears, so to speak. I mean, Vara are terrifying, and I imagine that he's possibly seen an aunt or uncle eaten alive, so it's a common thing around Gardania.
Well, maybe it's a good time to start having them face some of their fears. And she will slide the cards forward and keep the insignia.
All right, go ahead and add an insignia of claws to your inventory and remove the deck of many things.
If you do plan on doing that phrase, let me know when. I'd like to be a...
I will pin that particular item so you can look back at it. But Diaz will close the other two boxes and then take the deck of cards into one hand and pull it over to him. Excellent. I will make sure that this particular item remains locked up where it belongs. And no would-be thieves may attempt to take it to do devious things with.
Phrase is actually going to take a quick look if there's anything else within at least the specific area that they're standing.
Are you looking for anything in specific?
Anything that would probably what she would think would be helpful to the group.
Give me a perception.
Perception.
You can kind of see a simple looking ring in a glass case not far from where you're at.
Might I ask one more thing?
Of course.
That ring over there.
What's of it?
What sort of benefits might be applied if one were to wear it?
As far as I am aware, it is a ring of protection, as they call it. However, it has a peculiar quality that is a reason why it is currently locked in a case.
So it's cursed.
Yes. It houses a spirit, you see. A spirit who is quite adamant on taking over the host of anyone who puts the ring on.
Oh.
A relatively violent spirit, I am afraid.
She's gonna look over at Tiberius.
Hmm?
How much faith do you have in Yogg?
I have quite a bit of faith that whatever Yogg wants, Yogg will do anything in their power to get. So, if Yogg wants the planes to remain, well, here, I have a feeling that he won't try and double-cross us. Why do you ask?
She's going to pull out the gloves of thievery out of her bag.
Oh.
and be like, maybe a little more insurance on your half will keep you safe from the ill effects of maybe this cursed item.
The gloves.
Oh no, the ring. These just might be a means to get the ring.
You want me to wear a ring that could potentially have someone trying to take over my psyche? I mean, they wouldn't succeed, of course not. Who could take over this kind of ego?
And I'm sure Yogg would not want something to take over you, because he would no longer have control of you.
He doesn't have control over me, Freyas. It's a mutual thing.
I'm not saying he had control over you.
Diaz kind of, you see his eyes going between the two of you, just back and forth, back and forth.
I don't think Diaz would want to part with that ring without some kind of leverage or trade.
Do you want the ring or not?
What would a ring do to help me? I'm Tiberius. My dashing good looks and my wit are all I need.
Slowly looks at the magic item that you have.
Can she insight that?
Sure! What is Tiberius trying to be? Persuasive or deceptive?
He's full of himself. This is completely persuasion.
He is high on his ego, Frias, and you know it. I mean, he's always been. So this is normal. Tibbs is being Tibbs.
Would these gloves happen to be enough for that ring?
Really?
Diaz kind of holds a hand out and's like, let me see that.
Hands over the gloves of thievery.
Let me just check my notes real quick. He seems to squint, turning the gloves over every now and then before shaking his head. I am afraid not. I don't know if you're trying to sabotage your friend or if you're doing this with good intent, but it'll take a bit more than simple gloves that help you steal until hand the gloves back. AKA the value does not match.
Oh, I figured. But it's like, she's basically like, well, if it works, it works. If not,
yeah.
She's basically like, well, good enough for me. Gloves back in the bag, and it's like, well, I guess we're done here. Unless you have somewhere else to go, Tiberius.
I have a question that I'd like to ask Diaz in private, if it wouldn't mind stepping aside for a little bit. Just family affair.
I see.
She
Of
squints at
course.
family affair. Then looks out the window at the night sky.
You don't see anything out the window. You see darkness.
Again, night sky. She'll just look back at him and be like, try not to be too long, but I'll be outside. And she will. She doesn't even wait for him to say anything, just straight out the front door and waits.
You're coming with me, Chippy.
Uh-oh.
Oh.
Wait,
Pizza.
this wasn't part of the deal!
Go get the pizza, young one. Yeah. I banished him to the pizza realm.
I'm sure things will be fine.
I guess Chippy wasn't hot and ready for that.
You know something? I'm almost glad that you didn't take the staff, because the staff had Awaken as one of its spells, apparently.
Oh, I didn't even look at the descriptions. It's like, hey, here's the items. Oh, you don't know what the effects are. Can I push for that? And it's like, oh, well, I guess I'll just go for the one she's doing, and she hasn't been very much meleeing. She's been trying to stay more to animal, so hey, whatever looks like it's animal.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, the best animal form right now is the thing Various fears.
Yeah.
Don't worry, we'll get that fear worked right out of you.
Can you imagine awakening Ridley?
You know, I'm like, I hear the word awakening, and I keep thinking of like gotcha awakenings.
Uh,
We go from a 2-star Ridley to a 5-star SS Ridley.
Oh, really does become King of the Space Pirates.
Don't forget the giant hyper beam that it can shoot. But it specifically only hits yellow spaceships for some reason.
oh my.
Oh, you can turn the staff into a tree and use it as cover? Oh, wow, dang. +2 bonus to attack and +2 bonus to spell. Oh, dang. Well, alright. Whatever.
Now
Choices have been made.
oh god, now it just makes me think back to when Barry has punched a tree.
It's protective against everyone but Various.
Man, that's a long pizza order.
It's always long when it comes to family. They're changing their mind after they already tell you. It's family things.
Oh,
Oh, +1 damage to attack rolls of natural weapons. Also magical. Ooh. Oh, its value goes down for non-moon druids after time. Whatever.
Yeah, the first time the Pathfinder group found Diaz's shop, that was fun.
Honestly,
yeah.
the ring thing with Freyas wasn't I want to sabotage you, more of like, hey, this is a good friendship ring. Yes, it has good intentions, but also all good intentions uh must be punished. Just like real life. So it was more a thing like, yeah, Tiberius will understand this gift.
So I'm glad that that neither Tibbs nor Frias turned to check and see if the door was still there.
Wait, which door?
What door?
The door.
Well, at least the front door was still there. I left it.
Uh, oh. Oh, he's gotten soft. Back when we were playing, the door disappeared, and there were eyes peering through all the cracks in the walls.
Oh, the business is done. Tiberius wants to talk privately. Diaz is like, yeah, I'm your uncle. I'll go settle this. Family benefits.
Family pizza.
Diaz is probably going, yeah, I want anchovies, pineapple, ketchup, barbecue sauce.
Yeah,
Let's throw in some extra marinara. You know what? No, I want breadsticks
I'm
with some sort of other thing. It's like he just keeps changing the order, and
I
Tiberius is like, mm.
okay, I'm sorry to be that person, but of course an elder god would have pineapple on pizza.
That was like just one of the first ingredients I thought for pizza because I am basic and only have pepperoni or cheese.
Listen, why do people pick on pineapple all the time when some people put gefilte fish on pizza?
The heck is that?
It's fish that tastes like awful. It tastes terrible.
I mean, I wasn't ragging on pineapple on pizza. It's like it's food, you consume it. I barely have taste buds. I don't care what you eat.
I mean, to be
Hell,
fair,
I can
I don't get putting any kind of seafood on pizza.
Somebody in a chat I'm in posted a cursed pizza. I need to now spread the curse.
Is it the pizza that has like gummies and stuff on it?
No. It's like yes.
Oh, I had a really dumb brain idea when Nova was talking about pizza. You take the pizza slice, you grab the crust, and you start rolling it up. You get a pizza rant, like a croissant but pizza.
Oh, sweet zombie Jesus.
Uh,
For those in the stream, it's a sushi pizza. That's technically not sushi anymore since it was cooked, but
are you
Okay,
sure they didn't just make sushi and then make the pizza and then add them after?
Okay, so I need to do this since Chippy's not here. Why?
wait. Unidentified white gold cloak? Gold cloak. Wait, what?
He's gonna become a superhero.
No capes! No more capes!
This is the
He's not
weirdest
even the only one with a cape now.
I'm just sitting here thinking, like, why did they get a cereal box reward out of a pizza box? Oh no! They used the cloak as like the pizza warming box, and the company just forgot it. Oh, there they are.
We're back.
How was
I
the
Welcome.
hope you
family
like
pizza
your
order?
pizza. Yeah.
The pizza was delicious and velvety.
Frias, you see Tiberius is now walking out of the shop with something under his arm.
What you got there?
It's a cloak. I have no idea what it does, but Diaz gave it to me, so I'm very suspect.
I
go
would
back
ask further, but this sounds like a family matter, so
Yes, quite. I'm used to family constantly trying to use me, so it's nothing new.
do we have any other destinations, or would you rather go home?
Returning to Rose's place is probably our best bet, so that we don't get caught in this curfew business.
And one moment. Oh, that's enough. This is now at the point where Freyas realizes she has left her book.
Oh.
And Tiberius, you visibly see her reach for her empty hip, and the holster is, or empty hip holster. It's like, yeah, yeah, we should probably go home.
You're missing something.
Oh, just one of my books. I'm sure Greed will hold on to it. We were in that room after all. I'm sure they'll put one and one together.
Very well. Back to Rose's.
All right.
Roses.
And as you return back home, you all eventually do turn in for the night. However, as several hours begin to pass into the night, eventually around, I'd say, since the hours are a little funky here, I'd say around 3,600 hours, because, every day is 48 hours, there is a knock at the door. A very loud knock, literally in the middle of the night.
Yeah, middle of the night as in middle of what night would be for us? Or
Yes.
middle Okay, so not literal middle of the night, it's more
You guys are asleep, you're resting, and you just all hear. I'd say you definitely all would hear a really loud knock at the door.
Freyas will get up and go to the door.
Okay, do you open it up?
Is there any way to look out?
Rose, is there a way to look out from the front door?
Oh, geez.
Is there like a window with curtains over it on the door?
all this time, Rose has been just like pulling the door open to open. And yes, there's no window or peephole.
Okay, so she'll unlock the door and open it part way, maybe about 8 inches to a foot.
Pride's
Made
standing
strike
outside.
squad.
Pride is standing outside the door.
I'm guessing it's time.
I hope it's not too late in the night.
I wasn't sleeping very well. I'll go get the others. Do you mind waiting in the kitchen?
Yes. Oh. He kind of looks at all the glitter around. It's like, oh.
Yeah, we might have taken too long to come back for Flix's original form, but I assure you at least one seat is clean. And she'll open the door.
I mean, it's not the messiest Fae corpse explosion I've ever seen. You kind of step over the piles of glitter.
Not the messiest Fae corpse explosion I've ever seen.
Yes, I caused that one.
And she'll go, if anyone has their door closed, knock, knock, knock. Well, she'll go to anybody who has their door open, lean in and be like, "Are you awake?"
I'm gonna make a roll for Rose.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, Rose sort of leans up in bed. It's like, yeah, what's up?
Pride's here.
Oh, yeah, are the others up too?
I'm going to the others right now and getting dressed. So, I advise you do the same, and then she'll walk away and start heading towards the other doors.
Yeah, Rose will head on downstairs and await the others.
Door
And
closed,
do you
bang,
see-
bang.
And you say Pride is indeed waiting downstairs for all of you, Rose.
Pride, heck of an hour to show up. Pardon the housekeeping.
I noticed. So, how is everyone else waking up? Or not? What the hell was that?
Somebody's
Snore?
sucking air out of a straw.
Tiberius is not waking up.
I'm just picturing
Skips that door
Tiberius.
for now.
Yeah, just picturing like Tiberius has one paw hanging off the side, mouth gaped open.
Probably has like night like thing on his face.
Of course, he's got the blind mask thing.
Yeah. Skips that one for now, bangs on Varus's door.
The door opens, and standing there is Belloa, and you just see 2 red eyes glowing in the dark.
Looks up. Oh. I forgot. Anyway, could you go get Various? Pride is here, and I'm pretty sure they're expecting all of us.
Hmm.
Even if you have to carry Various.
Mm.
That's
And
a
the
good boy.
door shuts.
Man of many words. And she'll go back to Tibb's door and actually checks to see if it's locked.
No.
A few more bangs on the door.
He'll come to the door and open it. What?
Pride's here.
Give me 2 minutes.
Go right ahead. And we'll pull the door closed for him, and then she'll go to her room and obviously get dressed, get the boots on, scarf, etc., etc.
Okay.
By the way, she stuffed the amulet in the
Okay.
shirt in case, it was not. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, has anyone here ever woken up at like 2, 3 a.m. to go to a plane flight kind of thing? Like that feeling?
Yes.
That's essentially what's happening right now.
Rose just crying and knowing.
I've done that too, where it's in like, oh shit, I gotta catch a flight. It's 2 a.m. Yeah, we gotta be there an hour early. Ah, shit. Just that
Me
kind of
sitting
like dark.
here getting home at 1 a.m. after work, not knowing this feeling.
I will tell you, being in a small town airport at 3 a.m. is an experience I am not wanting to relive anytime soon.
I remember shortly after COVID being a thing, going to the airport, having to go to the airport to go somewhere, and having a giant airport be empty is really scary. There's like
Mhm.
something really spooky about that.
The cryptids come out.
Yeah, it's kind of got that. You got that late night chill that's kind of over everything. It's really dark. It's extremely quiet. That kind of feeling going on.
Yeah.
But Pride's just waiting for everyone down in the kitchen.
Yeah, once Furious has all got everything downstairs waiting too.
Okay. Now Pride will kind of look at Rose, then look at Frius, and I'm guessing eventually Tiberius.
Yep, Tiberius is there.
Oh, where's Varius?
Bella starts to come down the stairs, basically holding him.
All right. So where we're going to be going is the fire. Just as we're going to the plane of fire. I'll be casting a spell on all of us, so no one will know we're going. All right.
Understood.
Mm.
So let me make sure he doesn't screw this up.
I
Oh
was about to
no.
say, let's wait until we get to the plane of fire.
The thing is that there's also guards outside.
Wait, what?
You don't think that they don't patrol the? Do you think they not patrol the roads at night?
Oh,
I was hoping Rose could get us by that.
I thought you were meaning more personally outside our door. Okay.
No. As for time to attune to the Obsidian, no.
Okay.
Oh!
Oh.
Armor of
So-
Agathis on
Oh
everyone.
no!
Oh no.
It's the
Uh,
final countdown.
Pride kills us all. Flix is the only survivor.
Hold on, I gotta roll. Oh! So, as you guys are watching him begin to start channeling a spell, it starts sparking out of control as you just kind of hear a brief shit from him as he casts a magic missile at the 7th level on himself.
Oh! How much
So,
damage?
3, 5, 6, 10, 14, 15, 17 damage to Pride as he gets knocked back into the wall. So 17 damage to poor Pride. That was half of his health.
Oh. Set me
Are
down.
you are you okay?
Oh, that didn't go as I thought it would be.
There's just
he's
a
kinda
loud sigh.
Is he smoldering a little bit?
She walks over, pulls a healing potion out of her pack,
Nope.
pops cork and holds it for him.
He holds a hand out and says, "No. I'll be fine. It's not the first time I've done that."
Probably should have given you a heads up. That's a thing here.
I completely forgot about the wild magic. Yeah, I'm sorry about that.
I mean, on the upside, at least you didn't accidentally bind a primordial to yourself.
That would be awkward.
Yes.
Okay, that's not going to work, but if that's the case, now we need to get to the fire portal, because I'm not going to try that again. Ow!
Here, let me try magic. No, I'm joking.
So Pride's actually going to head to the door. A little bit of a limp in his step because, yeah, he just blasted himself in the face. And he'll kind of creak the door open and look out. So let me just... Okay, the guard patrol is actually surprisingly light tonight. Mostly because, at least from what you might be able to gather, is that a lot of them are being pulled to the central area, considering what's going to be happening tomorrow. So he'll then motion for all of you to start following him.
Oh no, I thought of a stupid idea.
No.
Freya's is going to kneel down next to Tiberius and be like, how fast do you think these guards are?
Well, ones made of stone are probably quite slow.
How
I'd say-
about I have a rather ballsy but fun idea for you and Various, at least. It involves a horse ride.
Oh no, not again.
Perhaps subtlety is our best one in this one. After all, seeing how Mataract completely disemboweled Flix, getting his attention may not be in our best interests right now, especially if, well, Pride knows a way of sneaking past these gods.
Getaway plan it is then. And she'll stand up and follow Pride.
We're going to be heading along the alleyways instead of taking the main road. Is everyone ready?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
One moment. And Various is going to dismiss Bellowa because we don't want Bellowa to get stuck in an alleyway.
Okay, for this next part, we're going to be doing what is called a group skill check. We need
Oh!
a total of 3 successes for you guys to make it to the portal unseen. So, I'm going to need everyone, including Pride, to roll stealth checks.
Oh.
All right. First and foremost, there we go.
I'm tempted to still be partially stupid,
Uh-oh.
but it'll give
Okay.
me
So
a
17.
personal advantage.
I'm so scared. I'm
The problem is it's Wolf.
I have a spell, but we just saw what spells do.
Yeah, I have a spell too, but also at the same time, if I turn into a wolf, I have +4 to stealth. But hey, horse-drawn rabbits will make that the backup plan.
I don't think you need a backup plan.
You're going to need that backup plan because you got only 2 successes. So as you begin to make your way out of the house, for the most part, you're able to get past by going through several of the alleyways. However, eventually the alleyways do dip off before the portal. And as you begin to come out of the alleyway, indeed, a guard does spot you. And considering there's a bunch of outsiders, the guard immediately tells you to stop.
Don't we have a primordial with us?
You do,
And also a negative.
but also a negative. Yes. But the guard approaches all of you, takes a few looks at the outsiders before looking to Rose and Pride. They don't know that they're a negative. Before mostly looking at Rose, since they seem to be the more standout figure in the group. Where are you heading at this time of night?
Nova, Silly, what's the name of the tavern that Alt owns in Fire?
I am drawing a blank, goddammit. It was the Brimstone something. I cannot remember it.
Okay, well, the Brimstone will be good enough for now, though.
Yeah, it's called the Brimstone.
Bavaros will look back to the garden. We're headed to the Brimstone and Fire. They visitors here. They have rooms there. Got a little lost. Thought as a local, I'd be nice to show them the way back.
Give me a persuasion roll.
Oh, -1 charisma. Don't fail me now.
Oh! Against all better judgment, the guard looks at the outsiders, but then looks up at you, Rose. They are definitely a fire primordial, much as you are. They seem to be more magma-based, but they kind of raise their visor to give you an odd look for a moment before, then looking to the rest, it's like, alright, just make sure you get them there quickly. Curfew is in effect.
Yes, sir.
Now, be off with you. And as the guard leaves, you can definitely turn to look and see Pride is almost sweating bullets. Jesus.
Well, you heard the man. Let's go.
Let's go. Yeah, and Pride's definitely like, yeah, let's go. And he starts to pick up his pace over to the portal. Everyone else?
Oh, Freya's right behind.
Straight behind.
Various?
Yeah.
Okay. And once you pass through into the plane of fire, you'll notice that the guards actually, who are standing at the portal, don't seem to pay you any mind. In fact, the two of them look at Pride before nodding and then going back to what they were doing. Pride seems to relax at this point, be like, all right, we should be in the clear. They know we're coming. Do you continue to follow him to the Palace of Fire?
Yep.
Okay. And for the most part, the entire city seems very quiet from when you've seen it before. Almost empty. There might be the occasional guard patrols or someone going around a shop or something, like getting ready for the next day. But generally it's incredibly quiet as you make your way down to... Yes? We're bringing the pies out. Alright. But as you guys head to the Palace of Fire, you notice that the tavern that you had spoken about, of course, is, very, very busy. Extremely busy. Lots of people getting drunk. But that's not what you're here for. In fact, Pride takes you directly into the palace itself. Through the writhing halls of the Brimstone Citadel, you eventually make your way into the upper echelons of the structure, where many of the Fae and the like are being housed, while Over the Hedge is pretty much under construction and locked down due to, being overrun. But eventually you're taken to a door. Hold on. Okay. But as you reach the store, before Pride opens it for all of you, I'm afraid we must end the session for today, as our hero of the hour has gone to bed at the moment. They're very tired. So I'm afraid the reveal, the new character, will have to come next time.
Dun dun dun.
I'm so sorry, but Allie has gone to bed, and I would rather her be here for her grand debut.
Mm-hmm.
There's not much room for roleplay and off the clock, so feel free to focus on Eberron for till next time.
Sounds good.
But thank you all for watching. I'm sorry it took so long to get to Allie. I'm so sorry. I didn't expect so much character dialogue to happen.
I'm sorry.
It's
I'm sorry
okay.
too.
I tried to give everyone their fair share. That's why I kind of tried to push along the night a little bit, but I was following my notes. I'm sorry.
Oh, Pumpkin, you missed donuts.
But thank you all for watching, and I'm so sorry, but the big reveal is going to come next time. Sorry to leave you on this cliffhanger. I'm so sorry.
Mizuki.
But thank you all for watching, and please, have a good night, stay safe, and happy Halloween!
Wee.
It's also Canadian Thanksgiving this weekend.
Canadian Thanksgiving too, yeah. It's a happy Canadian Thanksgiving.
Good night.
Good night.